From the Cardinal Television studios, I'm Justin Gould with your Fisher News Brief. President Obama participated in the laying of the wreath ceremony at Arlington Cemetery Friday in honor of military veterans past and present who have served and sacrificed for their country. The ceremony is a tradition on Veterans Day. Friday morning, President Obama held a breakfast in the state dining room honoring veterans.
Veterans Day often follows a hard-fought political campaign, an exercise in the free speech and self-government that you fought for. It often lays bare disagreements across our nation. But the American instinct has never been to find isolation in opposite corners. It is to find strength in our common creed, to forge unity from our great diversity, to sustain that strength and unity even when it is hard. And when the election is over, as we search for ways to come together, to reconnect with one another and with the principles that are more enduring than transitory politics, some of our best examples are the men and women we salute on Veterans Day.
Meanwhile, demonstrators from coast to coast took to the streets this past weekend expressing outrage fueled by Donald Trump's election victory. Yasmin Amir has more.
Downtown streets across the country saw hundreds, in some cities even thousands of demonstrators walking and chanting in protest. Not my president, not my president. Many say they're angered at what this America may look like under the Trump administration.
I think these rallies are a pure expression of people's consciousness, and consciousness is where we start.
Some say they just simply want the country to feel united.
I'm an American first. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I love my country. I will fight for a Trump supporter to be able to have his opinion as long as I can have mine.
It was during Trump's victory speech last week where the president-elect called on all Americans to bind the wounds of division.
To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
But those sentiments seem to have fallen on deaf ears as the protests have yet to die down. On Sunday, House Speaker Paul Ryan addressed the concern.
First of all, I hate it that people feel this way. And second of all, they should not. I think people should be rest assured. America is a pluralistic, inclusive country. It is, it has been, and it will continue to be.
I'm Yasmin Amir reporting.
Voting turnout this year dipped to nearly its lowest point in 2 decades, according to the latest tallies. While election officials are still tabulating ballots, the 126 million votes already counted means about 55% of voting-age citizens voted in this past election. That measure is the lowest in presidential elections since 1996, when 53.5% of voters turned out. The figures do not include people who are ineligible to vote or have not registered. Full measures of turnout won't be clear for as long as several more weeks when election officials finished tabulating and clarifying the results. And there could be trouble brewing in your morning coffee. The company that makes Splenda is suing Dunkin' Donuts. Heartland Consumer Products purchased Splenda about a year ago. The donut chain used to offer Splenda to its customers, but it cut ties with the sugar substitute this year. The lawsuit claims the chain now offers a Chinese-made off-brand Sucralose in yellow packages like Splenda. In court documents, Heartland says it sent investigators to more than 70 Dunkin' Donut stores around the country asking for Splenda, but they were directed towards the Chinese product, and sometimes restaurant staff also falsely indicated that Splenda was used in its products. Heartland says Dunkin' Donuts' actions are damaging Splenda's reputation, and they want compensation for corrective advertising and other damages. Dunkin' Donuts has not filed a legal response to the case yet. And that's all of today's headlines. I'm Justin Gould for Fisher News Brief.